make sure that your website, your branding, your positioning, the way that you are creating demand is already in place. Because I promise you, if that is already in place, then Google Ads is just going to capture and scoop all of that demand up. How's it going, everybody? It's Gene Villanos here, another episode of the PPC Cave. We're at episode 75 today, almost at 100. But today, episode 75, we are talking about Google Ads for business owners, where to start. You're either going to be a business owner or you're going to be an organization. You have to own a business if you're doing Google Ads. So I think this is applicable to a lot of people. And I actually got the idea for this episode as we scroll Reddit, just because we want to keep our ears to the ground, be very relevant and timely, and Reddit is a great way to do that. So I actually saw a particular question on Reddit, and I will screen share that right now, and we could just read through it really quickly so we have a bit of a basis of why we're doing this question. So, first time, don't know anything. I'm a magician as a full-time job. I've got a bit of a local following and small online following. Most of my gigs come from word of mouth or paying to rent a theater where I sell tickets. I am redoing my website and focusing on private shows. With this new site, I want to start doing Google Ads so that when people search for magician in my state, I'll show up. How should I approach this? I'm not looking for a step-by-step or someone to do the work for me. I don't know where to start. YouTube videos? Should I hire someone? How do I know who can actually get results and who would just be taking my money? I guess I'm just looking for first steps to either do it myself or look in the right direction to hire someone. Okay, thanks a million for reading my rambles. That's pretty solid. That's a pretty solid question. I think that's something that a lot of business owners, if you're trying to do DIY Google Ads, it's a fair question. I did reply to this, and if you're on Spotify video or you're on YouTube, you can check out the screen share that I'm doing right now, and you'll be able to see the exact thread on Reddit. But yeah, this episode, we're going to just essentially talk about what to look for when you're first starting out looking for someone to manage your Google Ads, or should I do Google Ads? I think the first point is you have to understand your options. You can go freelancer, you can go agency, or you can do DIY. I did reply to this guy, and I mentioned the gist of my reply was, hey, if you're a business owner, I think it's great that you're looking into Google Ads, but I do highly advise to stick to what you're good at, and that's growing your business or providing the service for your business. If you're looking to learn about PPC or Google Ads, I think that's great. But if you're actually looking to learn Google Ads or PPC, that's a different story, just because I think one of the biggest strengths of any entrepreneur is not only understanding what you're good at, but also understanding what you're not good at. What should I spend time on to grow the business, and where can I delegate or provide more help, or not provide more help, but get more help, from a professional, from a trusted consultant, whatever it may be, so that I could focus on what is actually going to grow my business and what I enjoy as a business owner. But I think the first point is understanding the differences between agency, DIY, and freelance. I've kind of explained what DIY is going to look like. I think you could really dig yourself in a huge hole to do it yourself, especially if you have no marketing, no advertising experience. Google Ads is a very, very confusing thing. There's so many steps to just set up your account. It's not going to be plug and play. So if you don't know anything, which this guy says he first time don't know anything, even though he said he wanted to, I even said in my reply, you should probably not try to do Google Ads yourself. And he actually kind of got a little cheeky with me, as Ryan would say. He's not here right now, but he'll be back next time. He actually replied and said, I'm not trying to learn Google Ads instead of focusing on growing my business. Do the two not coexist? Is advertising not a means to grow a business? And yeah, I mean, Definitely. But I said, hey, you mentioned you wanted to learn Google Ads. It says, I guess I am looking for steps to either do it myself, that's learning Google Ads, or look in the right direction to hire someone. I am just merely providing my opinion that you should definitely try to hire somebody, agency or freelancer. Now that you've got the first option out of the way, DIY is probably not the best option for you. If you know nothing about Google Ads, you could either go freelancer or you can go agency. And in my opinion, I may be biased. But freelancer is definitely a great option just because you're going to get somebody that should be able to explain what Google Ads is to you, one, and two, focus on your account just doing Google Ads. They're not going to try to upsell you on social media, email marketing, SEO, which a lot of agency get super hands on and a little, I guess, micromanaging when it comes to bringing out that presentation saying, yeah, we are doing your Google Ads, but the reason why your Google Ads is not working is because XYZ. You got to have this whole new package. We're going to up your invoicing tiers, stuff like that. So if you know nothing and you might be on a shoestring budget, I do think hiring a freelancer might be your best option if you're a business owner. Secondly is just familiarize yourself with what Google Ads is. And in my second reply, I was talking to him and saying, Google Ads isn't a demand creation thing. It's not, and we've talked about this before, it's not creating demand. Google Ads is demand capture. So if you have, and he mentioned he has a big following on social media, this and that, but he's not getting conversions on his website or opt-ins on his social media, you might need to rethink about repositioning. What is your messaging? How is your offering being presented? Because all we can do with Google Ads is provide relevant traffic. We can't have them click convert. We can't have them click purchase. This is on you, so that's a lot of, I guess what the struggle is when a first time or new client comes to me and asks, hey, can you do this? And I have to kind of just set expectations and be like, okay, the standard is, or the expectation is that you have to understand what Google Ads is actually first, before you can even move forward and hire somebody. Just because you're going to be sadly mistaken if you think that I'm going to fix your offering issue or your positioning or your general branding on your website. It just does not work like that. It's just very, very, it's two different things that people are asking for. One, they think that Google Ads is actually going to create demand. Two, they think that it's going to fix their branding or their messaging. It's really not. All those things have to be in play already for Google Ads to actually work. So familiarize yourself. There's many podcasts, i.e. ours, the PPC Cave, that break it down in bite-sized pieces where we have a plethora of different subjects, not only technical stuff in Google Ads, but we talk about things like this where we discuss, is Google Ads for you right now? Where do you start as a business owner with Google Ads? So I think just being familiar what exactly is Google Ads, either through podcasts or YouTube, is just super important if you're beginning as a business owner. And third, understand, do I need a consultant right now, or do I actually need a Google Ads manager? A lot of Google Ads managers will provide consultation. Me and Ryan both do. And we'll be very honest, almost to a fault. We'll be like, okay, your business, the way that your product pages or product detail pages or your offering, it's just not ready for Google Ads yet. You might need to do XYZ first and then come back, and then we could take you on as a client. Because most of the time people jump in straight into management. And I know a lot of, really good, integrity-based freelancers out there. But if you're so set on doing Google Ads, more than likely they're not going to turn you away. I will definitely turn you away. If you're not ready for Google Ads, I'm not going to take you on as a client because that just wastes my time and that'll waste your money and your time. So perhaps you need to back it up a little bit and look for a consult. Look for consultation first with a PPC manager instead of diving directly into management, into a contract. So pump your brakes. learn about what Google Ads is first, understand the options you have with freelancing agency, and then maybe get a consult or audit first before you move towards actual management. And understand the fourth point also. Do what you can, to make sure that your website, your branding, your positioning, the way that you're creating demand is already in place. Because I promise you, if that is already in place, then Google Ads is just going to capture and scoop all of that demand up. And you're going to do well. You're not going to be spinning your wheels, wasting time, wasting money. So make sure that everything beyond the ads on your website is taken care of. And I promise you the rest will follow. And, it's just really important for us to have this conversation. This is going to be a short episode just because it's essentially a Reddit Q&A, but only one topic. It's really important for us to have this conversation just because it's such an uphill battle if your business is beginning and then you want to drive in traffic and your expectations have not been set because you have a very, very small understanding of what Google Ads is and what it does. But if you have that figured out first, I think it's just really, really beneficial for you as a business owner to get all those things fundamentally in place first before you move towards Google Ads. But yeah, understand those things first. And if you have any questions, me and Ryan are always here. Ryan, I believe, is Ryan Fenton, ppc.co.uk. I think I just nailed that. I'm at Tempest59, Tempest59.com. You could ask for, consult, management, whatever, audit, whatever it may be. We're here. And we always upload 12 a.m. Mountain Time each Monday. That's, hell or high water. We're going to do that just because we're here to provide content for free. We do have a sponsor that has been helping us out lately, Opteo.com. So don't forget to check out Opteo.com/the PPC Cave. And you could just mention to them, hey, I stumbled across y'all from Gina Ryan, the PPC Cave. They'll automatically double your free trial from 14 days to 28 days. So shout out to Opteo. We love working with them. And Shakiro's episode last week was amazing. Check that episode out also. It's still live on our account, obviously. So check that out. And yeah, we're always going to be providing y'all, content just to help. We're here to help. We're here to answer questions for free on Reddit. Make these podcasts for free. So it does take up our time. And sometimes we have to do solos like this, but know that every Monday we will have fresh episode for y'all. And that's just going to be a constant. So, check out Opteo. Link is in the description. And if you have any questions, theppccave@gmail.com. Of course, email us, comment, subscribe. And if there's nothing else, bye for now.